Alright, hi. So today's topic is graphing and writing inequalities. And our goal for today is to graph and write inequalities. Our California standard for today is California Standard 5.0, 5.0. And we have one vocabulary word for today. It is inequality. Inequality, it is a statement that two quantities are not equal. Alright, so first of all, let's go ahead and go over the certain type of symbols that you're going to see for today. So we're going to have a less than symbol. So this is A is less than B. The second symbol we're going to see is A is greater than B. A is less than or equal to B. And this I want to make sure that you understand that there's a half of an equal sign or an underlined to that little less than or greater than sign. Okay? Here we have A is greater than or equal to B. And then here is A with the line through it. That means A is not equal to B. So as long as you got that down, you should be okay. Pause it if you want to write down everything. Alright, so let's go ahead and graph inequalities. So to graph inequalities, the first thing that we need to do is we need to have a number line. So all we're going to do is create a number line. And I'm going to see what number that I'm trying to graph here. So if I have a 3, I normally want to make 3 in the middle. Now above 3, 4, below 3 is 2. And again, you want to make your number line pretty evenly spaced. Okay? So now we're talking about every answer that's going to be larger than 3. So I'm going to look here. First of all, I'm going to look for 3. And all I'm going to do here is, because that is a greater than symbol, I'm going to go to 3 and just put an open circle. Okay, so anytime I see that, I'm going to start off with the open circle on top of my number 3. Then I'm going to ask myself, well, what numbers are greater than 3? Well, the numbers that are greater than 3 are 4, 5, 10, 10,000, 3 million. So it's basically all of those numbers that are going to go past 3. So all I'm going to do here is just do this. Draw an arrow, and that's it. Alright, let's go and work on this one. This is A is less than 3. So same thing. Let's go ahead and draw a number line. Put 3 in the middle. 4 it's bigger. And then same thing. I'm going to go and look for 3. I found 3. I'm going to place a open circle. And then I'm going to look, well, A, my answer, is less than 3. So my answer, which is less than 3, are all the answers that are less than 3. So 2 would be less than 3, 1, 0, and so on and so on. So I'm just going to go ahead and kind of shade in. And that arrow point lets me know that I'm taking all of the answers past this to infinity, negative infinities, all the way that are less than 3. So none of these, nothing past 3. Okay, so here, now is the part where it gets a little bit trickier. Same thing. A is less than or equal to 3. So I don't want to make this too difficult. So all you really have to do is the same thing. So I have 2, 3, 4 here. I've created my number line. I'm going to look for 3. And just like what we did up here and over here, I'm going to go ahead and draw in a circle on 3. And that is for the less than part. However, remember, we also said it could be less than or equal to 3. So if it's or equal to, which means it could equal to 3, I am going to have a solid circle. So real quickly, if it doesn't have a line, it's open. If it has a line, it's solid. Now I'm looking for all the numbers that are less than 3. We already have equal to 3, so let's go less than, which means this way. Alright, let's do another one. A is greater than or equal to 3. So let's go and draw our number line. Here's 3, here's 4, and here's 2. So same thing. Again, I'm going to go ahead and start off with my number 3. I have an open circle for now. Then I notice that it is also could be equal to 3. So I'm going to fill that in. And I'm looking for every single answer that is greater than or equal to 3. So I have equal to 3. I need greater than. So that's going to be everything else that's past that 3. Alright, so the main part about this one that you need to make sure is what the circles look like when you're graphing your equations out, your inequalities. Alright, so our next thing here is we are going to go ahead and, well, we're going to write the inequalities. And this part's actually a lot easier. So here, I know my answer is going to be -1. So I know part of it's going to be -1. Now, what I'm trying to figure out is, well, all my answers are less than -1, so which means I'm going to do, well, a less than equation. So let's use the letter x. So all my answers are less than -1. Okay, let's look right here. Notice that that is a closed dot, and my number that it's closed on is 11. And I'm looking for every single answer that is less than 11, including 11. So if I have to include 11, well, I need to go ahead and draw that line. That's including 11. And I'm looking for all of the answers that are that. So let's use B. So my answers here are everything that's less than, or it could be 11, or equal to 11. So there, 9, 10, anything else further this way. All right, this one. My number is going to be -7. And I'm looking for all my numbers that are, oh, I drew that part wrong. Hold on 1 second. Let me change that up. Alright, so you've got 7. This one would be, oh no, I did that right. 6, and then 5 and 6. Okay, I'm okay there. Alright, so I'm looking for all my answers that are larger than -7. So which means I would have this. And I don't have a line underneath it because my circle doesn't include -7. It's all the answers bigger than that. So let's use y is greater than -7. Okay. And then last and finally, right here, I know my answer is going to be partly 2. And I know since 2 is part of the answer, now I need to figure out, well, what answers am I choosing? So that looks like I'm taking all the answers that are bigger than 2. So it's going to be greater than. And let's use m. M is greater than or equal to 2. And that's what that one looks like. Alright, we have one more board to go through. Or one more type of information that we need. And a couple of practice problems. So we're going to translate inequalities. So here we have no more than and at most. And that means less than or equal to. The words at least and no less than means greater than or equal to. And I'm going to give you 2 examples on the next board. And all you're going to do is you're going to translate that as an inequality. Alright, so here we have at most. At most, the speed limit is 25 miles per hour, which means you can't go over 25. So it's everything that's less than 25 miles per hour. So all you have to really do is figure out what that is and how to write that out. So let's go ahead and say the speed limit, let's call speed limit S. And that cannot go over 25, which means at most less than or equal to 25. Now, can your speed limit be 25? Yes, that's where your equals comes in. Can it go above it? No. Your speed limit can only go up to 25 and less than that. So it could be 24, could be 5, but it can't go past that. All right, our next one. Applicants must have at least 5 years experience. At least. So let's talk about the word 5 first of all. So we know 5 is part of it. And we know that you can have 5 years experience. So which means you have an equal. But can you have 4 years experience? Not in this case, because they want you to have, at the very, very least, 5 years. Which means your person, so let's call applicant A. Applicant A has to be greater or equal to 5 years. Okay? And that's it for inequalities.